Hello and welcome to another exciting video. In this one, we'll be learning how to manage side effects in a React component with the useEffect hook. Another piece to the web application puzzle is managing side effects of our users' interactions. In this lesson, we will be interacting with the browser's local storage API, but this same thing would apply if we are interacting with the backend server or the geolocation API or anything else that needs to happen when the state of our component changes. We will learn how to use React's useEffect hook to manage the side effects of saving state into local storage, and also how to resynchronize our application with the stored value in local storage. Now over here we have the same greeting component from the previous lecture, and in this one what we are trying to do is we are trying to store whatever name that we are typing in over here in our browser to be stored in local storage. So for example, if I go in and say Kate, that name will also be stored in local storage so that when this application loads after this input, that is when the page is reloaded, we will get the previous input from the local storage and will populate the text box. Now in order to do that, we'll be making use of the useEffect hook. So the first thing that we need to do is explore the UseState that we have over here. So in the UseState, as of now, what we are doing is we are initializing it with an empty string. Instead of that, what we will do is we'll have a conditional operator over here. That is, it is going to look whether a value exists in the local storage or not. If it exists, then it will use the local storage value. Otherwise, it will initialize it with empty string. So to do that, we will be utilizing window.localstorage.getItem. So here we are saying that item name is name. Otherwise, if it's not existing, we'll have it as an empty string. Now, that being said, we'll now make use of the React useEffect to actually set the name value. So here I'll go and make use of the react.useEffect, and it is like react.useEffect, and over here you can see within this we are saying window.localstorage.setItem, and the key name is now updated with the value of this name variable. Now if I go ahead and save this and reload this page, as of now you can see that since name was initialized with an empty value, it is storing an empty value. Now let's go ahead and add something like Kate over here, and it is showing Kate, but if I reload this, I don't get that value. So what happened? Even after storing it in the local storage, why it's not appearing over here? First of all, let's go ahead and explore the dev tools. So over here, if you explore it a bit, here you will find application. Under application, you'll have the local storage coming up, and here you can see name is there and the value for that is set to Kate, but still we are not getting that value populated in the text box. Now the reason for that is because in our input element over here in the greeting component, we are not making use of the value attribute. So if I go ahead and make use of the value attribute now, and over here I specify name, save this, now you can see that Kate is appearing over here as well in the text box. So to review, to make all this work, we first used React useEffect to set the name value in local storage to the name value in our state in memory. Then to have our state in memory be initialized from local storage, we used window.localstorage.getItem, and we passed the name key. And if there is nothing in there, then we are initializing it to an empty string as a default. Then to make sure that the input is showing the same value for the name as a name in memory, we specified a value property, changing this input from an uncontrolled to a controlled input.